Today, we'll compare Looker Studio's conversational analytics with DataChat from the perspective of a business user. To get the most out of conversations in Looker Studio, it's best to enable advanced analytics and create an agent with background context on the data. While creating an agent isn't strictly required, it's recommended, especially if you plan to add context later. For this demo, we've created an agent called My Demo Agent, configured to analyze big box retail data across categories, customers, products, and orders. Because Looker Studio only supports queries against a single dataset, we've pre-joined this data into one big query table called Invoices 5M. This introduces technical overhead, especially for business users unfamiliar with SQL or data modeling. To keep the comparison fair, I've also added minimal upfront context, just noting that the sales are defined as quantity multiplied by unit selling price. I'll now create a new conversation using this agent. In contrast, DataChat does not have the same requirement and instead connects directly to the four unjoined tables: categories, customers, products, and orders, and performs intelligent joins on the fly as needed. Let's start by asking a question that pulls a data point from all four tables, requiring joins and calculations to generate the correct answer. I'll ask, show me a bar chart of total television category sales by income level for people in California between the ages of 20 and 40. We encounter an error in Looker Studio on the first attempt, so I'll rerun the query. This time, it successfully returns a table and visualizes it as a bar chart. With each answer, it also offers insights to help interpret key parts of the result. Scrolling up, we can also look at how this answer was generated and verify that the correct filters were applied and that the sales calculations align with the definitions provided. We can also inspect the underlying code to confirm. In DataChat, we receive a full natural language summary alongside an interactive chart. We can also view the underlying workflow, which outlines each step DataChat took to arrive at the answer. Since it's written in plain English, business users can easily confirm that the filters were applied correctly and that sales were calculated using quantity and unit selling price. If needed, we also offer the option to view the executed SQL for additional transparency. From here, I'll ask for another visualization, this time of television sales by state for the 3 weeks leading up to the 2023 Super Bowl. This question specifically relies on external knowledge, not just the raw data. We didn't define when the 2023 Super Bowl happened, but both platforms are using their language models to infer that date and apply it as a filter. While Looker Studio returned a result in about 10 seconds, that speed came from querying a pre-joined table. Its performance benefits from tight integration with Google's ecosystem and the use of their own LLM, delivering fast answers but with potential trade-offs in flexibility and model performance. In this case, Looker attempts to display a geomap shaded by sales per state, but the chart fails to render. Looking at the summary and table, the result incorrectly includes sales from February 12th, the day of the Super Bowl, rather than just the 3 weeks leading up to it. DataChat took just over a minute to return the same result, but required no setup. It connected directly to the raw tables, inferred the joins and filters automatically, and used market-leading LLMs to generate the response. While the runtime was longer, it eliminated the prep work and enables business users to get the insights themselves, something that could otherwise take hours if they had to rely on data teams. In contrast, DataChat correctly returns a bar chart of state-level sales for the specified 3-week period. Now, let's follow up with a related question a user might be interested in given the previous result. The same analysis, but for 2022 instead. This time, in Looker Studio, I'll explicitly instruct the agent to not include the date of the event. Looker Studio tries to generate another chart, which again fails to render. However, the summary and table now correctly reflect the intended date range, from January 23rd to February 12th, 2022, excluding the Super Bowl day itself. DataChat has also taken the context of the previous question and used it to generate a bar chart for 2022 television sales, also applying the same date filters, January 23rd to February 12th. From here, I'll ask a question with a bit more possible variability. I'll ask both tools to create a bar chart of sales in each category during the holiday season and compare that to the rest of the year across all years. This will leave the agents with more room to guess what the best way to answer is, as we haven't provided a business-specific definition of the holiday season. It looks like Looker Studio has provided us a horizontal stacked bar chart with the values of holiday and non-holiday sales, as well as the underlying table. However, if we take a look at how this answer was calculated, we can see that it actually did not pull data from each year, instead only showing us holiday season sales for November and December of 2021. Given the same question, DataChat also assumes the holiday season means November and December. However, its workflow confirms that the analysis includes all years, not just 2021, making it the more complete answer. Now, I'll define the season for our business. We'll tell both tools that the holiday season runs from Thanksgiving through December 25th. Looker Studio provides the option to add context to an agent, but not in the middle of a conversation. To apply this change, I'll update the agent's instructions and open a new conversation. In DataChat, I can add the definition in the orders table using the Data Assistant Dictionary, then return to the same conversation. Now, I'll re-ask the question, this time specifying averages. Looker Studio responds with two charts, but neither shows both holiday and non-holiday bars. The table provided also appears to be incorrect. Looking at the logic, we can see that it claims to define the holiday season as November 23rd to December 25th of any year. However, Thanksgiving does not always fall on November 23rd. Further, the sequel reveals that it only applied the filter for 2023, with an interval of 1 year, creating a range from November 23rd, 2022 to December 25th, 2023. This misses several years of data, shifting averages significantly. In this instance, the summary which claims to take these dates for each year does not match the sequel statement. In contrast, DataChat correctly integrates the new context. The summary reflects the updated holiday definition, and chart totals are accurate. Reviewing the workflow confirms that Thanksgiving through December 25th was correctly applied for each year. While both platforms are designed to support analytical questions, their ability to consistently deliver accurate, business-ready answers differs significantly, especially in terms of setup, usability, and reliability. Looker Studio's Conversational Analytics delivers fast results but often requires additional prompting and fixes to get accurate answers. Its transparency is helpful, but discrepancies between the summary and sequel can create confusion for non-technical users. DataChat, on the other hand, offers a more natural end-to-end experience, connecting directly to your data, intelligently handling joins, correctly applying custom logic, and allowing users to iterate within a single conversation. For business users, this translates to reliable answers without the need for deep technical expertise.